previous two programs, we looked at how to create a requirements list from a scenario and then how to design the screens professionally. Now we're going to move on to the first stage of coding, creating an event list. An event is when something happens in your program, and you want to code these events. So let's just have a quick recap over the forms. The first form we designed was form main menu, and that allowed the user to select which form they wanted to go to. So for example, when the user clicks on button data entry, that event should open up the data entry form. If the user clicks on button data retrieval, that click should open up the data retrieval form. These events make specific things happen. So let's go through the forms one at a time and see which events we're going to need. Well, the first form is form main menu, and we've already mentioned that we need button data entry click and button data retrieval. But something else that we have to consider is whether we want something to happen when that form itself loads. In the case of form main menu, there isn't anything that we specifically want. However, when we move on to the data entry form, we need to get the user to input the year and the name of the Grand Prix that they want to enter. So we're going to need a form data entry load event. So when this form appears, the first thing that will happen is the user will be asked for a year and the name of a Grand Prix. We can then move on to the other buttons. If the user changes their mind and thinks, "No, I don't want to enter any data at the moment," they need to be able to click the button cancel. That will just take them back to the main menu. However, if they have entered all the data from the form, we want the button save data click to save all that information to a file. So we're going to need these three events for this form. The data retrieval form, on the other hand, doesn't need anything when it starts. It's only when the user clicks on the button find race that they'll be asked to say which race they want to be able to see. They'll be asked for a year and a race name, and then they'll have to click on those and away they go. The race results will appear in the race result label. When they've finished looking at races, and they'll be able to look at several races if they want to, just by clicking the button find race again. When they've finished looking at races, they click on button main menu, and that takes them back to the main menu form again. So button find race click will allow the user to find a specific race, and the button main menu just takes them back to the beginning again. So our program is going to end up with a list of 7 events. The first event on the main menu form is the button data entry click that takes them to the data entry form. The second event is the data retrieval click. That takes them to the data retrieval form. Now we move on to the data entry form. When that loads, the user will be asked to enter the year and the name of a Grand Prix. They can then either cancel, which will take them back to the main menu, or they can save the data that they've entered onto that form by clicking that button. For the data retrieval form, the user will want to be able to find a specific race, and they'll want to be able to go back to the main menu. That pretty much defines what we've got on our forms.